You'll see, I will tell you if other traders are posting the trades since I believe we're in private mode. Are we in private mode? I think we are. Yeah, so I'll let you know other things that are being posted by other traders. All right. We don't have any econ today, so 10 o'clock shouldn't be that big a deal. We had a nice little drop yesterday here into the into lunchtime, and then a beautiful bounce on the afternoon, guys. Play right here, 277. That was pretty nice. See that whole number play in action. Right there is beautiful. And kicked off our little afternoon rally. So anyway, not much of a gap today. No econ at 10. And I'm not really too amped up on the SPYs right at the open here. We'll see if we get a clean igniting bar off of that. But for now, I'm not going to look to trade the SPYs. Look to try to find some other things on their own page. Charts aren't firing up here. What? Come on. Get with it. All right. Well, let me refresh it here. It should kick up in a minute. Let's see. Trying to find something here out of the gates to do. They should be refreshed now. You want to do Micron at a what? Whole number trade on Micron? Let's see if we're there for 40 bucks on Micron. Yeah, not bad. A quick look at it. If it gets trapped underneath, you got an hourly 200 right there. Let me blow that up a little bigger so you guys can see all of it. There you go. Yeah, prior pivot low, hourly 200, right around 40. So pretty decent support right there. Yeah, we can stalk it, see if we get it. Nothing else seems to be happening in the chip world at the moment. Banks a little weak off the open here. Wellesley, that's a big spike on Wellesley. I think we could scalp that. We could scalp that. We get that down to the hourly 200. We could take a shot at that, but that's scalpable on that fast move. We had to be quick though. But a 50-cent drop. See how fast that's coming up? The easy scalp. All righty. Facebook. I missed that. It wasn't fast enough. It was a hard 50 cents out of nowhere on Wells Fargo. It was a big move at the open. We could have grabbed that right at the low, but we missed. Facebook, continuation move from yesterday. Nice green bar through the 200, close solid. Strong move today. Take out a whole number. I think we keep going on Facebook. So that's very tradable above the whole number. Starbucks, yeah, gap and trying to rally a little bit on Starbucks. You can see if that closes on that 5-minute bar. Come on, Facebook, giddy up. Now, guys, look, when things spike like that, and that's why I said you're not always going to know what or how we're doing it, but people in here know if you get a surge like that, right, you get 40, 50 cents on Facebook. I use a default stop on Facebook almost every trade of between 25 and 30 cents, just the way Facebook trades. So when we get surges like that and you can get over a risk unit, what we call a risk unit. If you risk 20 cents and you're up 20 cents, you've made what you've risked, right? It doesn't matter how many shares. If you risk 40 cents on the stop and you're up 40 cents. So in this situation right here, we're up 2 times our risk, right? 25 cents through the whole number is 50. That's a 2-to-1 trade. When we get those, I take some profits, stops go to break even, right? Now we have a chance for this to keep pushing, and this might turn out to be a really big trade in the end, but so far it's a pretty good winner. Profits are in the bank. Let's see if we can pop this thing, because this is, like I said, this solid bar yesterday through the 200. That's a good close. This last little pivot high to get through here at 169.25. So I think we can go test that. And there's a solid 5-minute bar. Now, if this were to come all the way back down through the whole number here, and it's given up too much of that bar, we'll exit the back half of that trade. If this holds any portion of this, and then there we go. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. So that's 3-to-1. Right, high of 75. We get to 169, that'll be 4-to-1. And what I mean by that is if you risk $200, you just made 4 times that. If you risk $50, you made 4 times that. Doesn't matter what you risk, you're up 4 times your risk. That's a hell of a trade. It's only 6 minutes into the day and we hit a triple. Good way to start the open house. Good way to start my trading day, and we got more in it. Facebook's looking like it wants to pop that 169. See if we get a surge up to it. Big order at 80. Someone trying to show at 80, 15,000 shares posted. So 80 holding, 10,000 posted. It's getting hit every time it creeps up there. If they get filled 9,000, if they get filled, this thing's going to rip. There it goes. 9,000 got posted and pulled. We're at 84. I think we're going to get that number. Stop's going to come up here, guys. We got to protect some of this profit here. Lock it in at the quarter mark. Wayne, Facebook, whole number, baby, right through the top. Basically a 2-minute high, but right over the whole number. You did see, Matt, over the whole number. You're trying to down it through. Yeah, I mean, the market's not helping give us a clear sign here. It's stuck. Financials show a little weakness there. Yeah, I'd let it go quick here. If it doesn't hold, I would let that trade go or look to short it. All right, Facebook just stopped out. So good solid trade to start the day. Stopped out. Now, if this puts in a 5-minute rivvy and then we go back and take out 169.25, we can do another trade. We'll call it the early morning rip. Good way to start. Yeah, right here. See that pivot? So you tried the whole number 63, bounced up and then failed. So you got to cut that loose on the first try. And there's room to fall on that one. So you don't have a lot of support other than 63. So if that gives way here and you get trapped under 63, you can start looking for possible short on like a GBI play. Markets are showing not shortable. Really hard to borrow list. That's interesting. Well, it is what it is. Sometimes they get on the short list for some reason and can't short it. You can't short it. TiVo, let's see what you got on TiVo. Okay, I like that. Igniting bar. Now, when you do this short, though, don't short this with the stop over the high. It's too much. You short it here, stop here, right? You get down under 40, break even goes in quick. And that does have room to drop on that daily. A nice power downtrend, breaking the pivot there. That has room to falter. So I like that. I like that short here, but I want the stop there, not way up there, and get to break even quicker than quicker than not. Micron, going back to Micron. All right, let's see what you're doing on Micron. No, I wouldn't do it. You know, the idea of doing the 40 off the 200, this is a little too strong for me through because now your stop's going to be down there under 70. And if you buy it through 40, you need 60 cents. Well, 2 to 1 is to the 8. So getting a 2 to 1 winner to the 8, it's still doable. Let's do this. I wanted that to be like a 10-cent play. Let's see if we catch a small red bar right here after this and it holds inside the green, and then we can play over the high with a tighter stop. If this gets wiped out through the low, we could short the low with a stop at 40. The problem is this prior pivot low is 80, right? And we just tested that and it held. So we got a little poke through on that, and you can see what happened. It looked like a clean red bar, breaks the prior pivot low at 80, and then instantly snaps back up. So it held pretty well. So I would say you need to make a new low, get out of 70s. If you're going to short it, make it go 69, and then you can look to short. But if this can hold a small red bar, you can certainly look to play that little bounce back up. All right. As I'm looking for something to do here, I'm trying to find a good trade. Market's kind of slow off the open, right? We're just jammed up here between the 200 and the 20. And like I said, there's nothing coming at 10 o'clock. So just need to find something that's moving here. Right now, a little sluggish. GM, I don't know, man. GM is so quiet. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Now you're looking at that GBI right there, but there's the prior pivot, and it's just in a really stuck range. Coles. All right, I like the igniting bar. Do we have a 2-minute? Yeah, where's our entry though? That bar, it's too big. See the high-low? That's way too big to play that. You have room to go up here, at least to test. Should be able to get to 70 if it's strong. There's 70 coming up. After that, a little bit more room. So you have a nice igniting move. You have a strong move. You have no way in though. We need like a pullback buy or a ribby or something. We can't play. We're late. Don't want to buy 70 after that big of a stretch. So get 70 and then get a pullback buy setup or a ribby at 70 or something. Yeah, we're a little late getting over here, but one you could put on your watch list, you know, showing strength. C on the GBI. Let's see. C on the GBI. Yeah, that's not bad. That's we just talked about it. 63 held, and if it didn't, you could short under the low. There's your GBI because there is room to drop here. So good short going on C. And downside target, here's the prior pivot low all the way down at 42. So if you can get it down to 61.42, it's a pretty good drop. And then we can look for a pivot play off of 42. And if it could break that, better if it just goes all the way to 61. So good follow through on your GBI. It's right there on the 2 and the 5. Look for this pivot play off of 42 here. It's a little early for the dimes. I'm looking maybe, at the pivot, we could do the dimes play. We got to get there. Facebook. No, we're done with Facebook a long time ago. All the way back. You're saying 180, so it's all the way back. Almost back to prior day's close. You could look for a play right on prior day's close, a down and through on Facebook, full retracement here. I'm good with that. Let it come down to prior day's close, do a little down and through. If it holds that, we could do a buy setup through 168. A little gift play on Facebook, possibly. Open C gets down here to the pivot. Yeah, bank's showing a little drop here. Market is still slow. So I want to check this pivot here on C. I want to see if we get the 61.40. Oh, it's 61. Never mind, guys. We're not close. I thought we were close to that. So there's no pivot at 40. My bad. I'm misreading that. So this one we can't do anything on yet. We got to stretch out. We either need another GBI sell setup move or we got to stretch out a little bit more before the counter. There's nothing to do here. Nothing to see here. The wrong read. Do I recommend? No, it's too early. It's too early. I thought we were a lot closer to that pivot. We're not. So it's only 947. If we've got to stretch out, the counter needs a little bit more stretch. Possible GBI could set up for one more move down, but it's a little too aggressive to try it that early on the bounce. Yeah, you're looking, Pedro, you're looking at that 2 minute, right? And I'm looking same thing. I just want a little bit more stretch, right? Because we're right in the face of that 8MA. To get a 2-to-1 means all the way up here, which is possible. It's just not enough for me. I'm going to let it go. I'm okay with you trying it. I'm going to skip it. The Facebook trade, this was the buy setup I was talking about. So we came down here to prior day's close, trying to get a little bounce off prior day's close. Right, it's basic gift play, ignite, pull back in, retest. Just a little 2-minute buy. It's got to kick back through the whole number and then see if you can get back up here and retest these highs. And if you take that out, you could catch that second wave, be pretty strong on Facebook. SPYs aren't real tradable, Elvin, right now. They're kind of dead. Yeah, markets aren't doing a whole lot. And we don't have any catalyst here. We don't have anything that's going to give us a bump. The 10 o'clock number is a pretty non-impact report, so I don't think that's going to spark it. Nobody's scheduled to speak or do any testimonies of any kind today. So it's kind of stuck in the water. Jess, you got target. Let's see. You did target. Okay, where did you do it? Did you do it at 75? All right, so you played the break of this high, stop under this low right here. So use this big green bar and use that tight stop. Okay, I like it. Yeah, see guys, again, if you play the buy over here and you put your stop way down there, it takes forever to make any money. You got to find tighter risk reward. So Jess said, all right, I'm going to use current bar, trigger that, stop here, and now if that just runs back toward the high, it's going to make 3-1 on his money. Gio, you did Hertz. Let's see what you got. You did Hertz. And, oh, wow, nice trade here. So a little 5-minute bar, short the low, right down to the hourly 200, took your target, 3-1 winner. Nicely done. Look at that. Gap down. See the support to start the day is right there, hourly 200. Gap down to 1850 puts you at the pivot. So when you put this red bar in, it closes under the prior pivot low. Then you break that low, short here, stop here. It's only 30 cents. Nice drop right down to support. 3-1 trade. Nicely done, Gio. Nicely done, my man. That coaching's starting to kick in, pay off a little bit. Starting to tweak those risk rewards a little bit better. Target, yeah, you already have a profit target hit. Leave break even on the back. See if that thing can drift all the way back to the prior high. Oh, Facebook stop out on break even here on a retest. You could do it again off prior day's close. If it breaks down through to the 20, try it there. $167 on Facebook would be a good buy. I don't think it breaks right away. If it's going to break down, I think it has to bounce and then sell set up again. So we're going to try Facebook here, whole number. Plus we got a little profit already. Facebook threw the number. We're waiting to see if it bounces back up. 7 here. Let me pull it up so you can see what I'm looking at here. So we had this drop, 167 to 20. We're poking through. I don't think it's going to break down. Could, but I think it's going to bounce first. So I'm looking to try to find a way to catch this near the low. There's a pivot right here because we're too late to short. If we're going to short, it's got to be the next short, right? Like a GBI or a sell setup that gets trapped. But right here, stretched out, almost 10 o'clock reversal time. I think I'll bounce back towards prior day's close first. But if it keeps going at this point, I can't short. I just have to stalk it. Market still kind of slow, still not tradable. At least we got to get to this pivot or get to 278, and then we'll have something to trade off of. Guys, the Tiva short. Nice payoff on the Tiva short. All right, there was that 5-minute bar. Trap inside. Nice little drop. So again, you get a 10-cent risk, you get a 20-cent move. It's 2-1. Have some profit booked. Break even on the back. All right, this will be the attempted bounce here. Now, if this bounce is weak and it gets stuck underneath this and puts in a small bar and then we break that low again, then we have a GBI to try to play a little follow through on the short. But this is the first bounce that I think is going to try to get back up here. So I want to play it. And then if it doesn't work and we break the low, we can stop and reverse into a short. What do you think about Microsoft? Right now, it's so-so. You know, it's a market stock, and the market's not doing a whole lot, so it looks about as good as the market does to me right now, which isn't much. Christian, trying NVIDIA off the whole number. All right, 154. Yeah, you're up 30. Put a break even in already, dude. On that, that thing is wild. But I like you stretched out enough. You had to tight it. You could get that one. What was your poke through low at 154? 98. Yeah, wow. You got that with about 30. You could have done 30 cents on that, which is hard on NVIDIA. So I like that. Every now and then you'll have moments where that stock looks pretty good. PayPal, guys trying to eke above the pivots from yesterday. That's not bad on PayPal. Yeah, I think we can get a long going on PayPal here, trying to clear the pivots. All right, Facebook looks good. We're back through the number. So clearly break even is set. If we get back to prior day's close, we're in business. PayPal, yeah, we got to get over those pivots. If we can take out these pivots and get above Haas, so somebody's asked about PayPal. You could try it here, right? Get above prior day's close. The problem is, you know, you had some strong resistance there because of Haas. 15-minute 200 is right in your grill. Oh, guys, look at Facebook. Can we pick the turns or what? Right back to prior days close. So now look, guys, even if I work on this with everybody in the room all the time, but I really beat this horse to death with the coaching people every week. Because it's such a big deal that you get so behind, and I'll even do market cycle as a review at the end of the day because it's such an important lesson. How many of you, you don't have to answer this, but how many of you right here wanted to short the hell out of this? Like right when this bar got here, you're like, oh my God, it's breaking down. I want to short, I want to short, I want to short. And then this happens. And then I'm long off of 75 and you're like, huh, what? And it's right back to prior day's close. Right. So if you're new and right here, you were dying to short, then you need this program. I'm telling you, you don't understand market cycle at all. If it's going to be a short, that is not the time to short it. It will be the next short will be the better move, right? And you can look and say, oh, well, why didn't you short this one? Because this moment in time at that look is not a short. Not ever is that a short. I don't care that it came down. It is not a short right there. And if you try shorting that look, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to get killed. So market cycle is so important. And if you don't have a firm grasp of it and you don't understand it, you have no shot as a trader. My Omnovia is stuck here. Hold on, I got to reboot Omnovia here. It's frozen up on me. Trying to change things and nothing's changing. All right, so there's there's another 80-cent move. So, again, timing is everything. We're through prior day's close. We take another chunk of profits out and we leave our break even in. If this falls back through the whole number, we'll book the rest of the profit. But if you wanted to do it on a closed bar basis, you can see there's a nice little narrow bar. I did it, a little bit early, picking the move off the tape, but it was on a closed bar right there. Still a nice trade. And we're back to prior day's close. So now if the 8 hooks over the top and holds this thing and it were to come back through the low, better chance it's actually going to break down for a big move. If it puts in a narrow bar here and we break back over the top, this thing's going all the way back up towards the high. Well, I should say 168 will be the check. If we break that, we're going right here. And this is going to turn out to be a grand slam of a trade, guys. That's $1. That's $1. Buckaroo, baby. Now, what happens if you hold your trades too long, right? What happens if up here, when we had profits and we said move up, book it, and take the stop off at the end, right? Stop out for profit. And you're like, no, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold. You're at such a huge loss right now. And at this point, you're like, oh, please get back to break even. Please get back to break even. Please get back to break even. So you go from a big fat loser to maybe a break even, where when you learn how to trail and book money properly, you made a lot of money here, you let it go, you pick it up again, you make a lot of money here with a chance for a monster move. If this gets all the way up to the high, we'll be looking at $2 on a 25-cent stop. In case you're not quick with your math, that would be 8 to 1. 8 to 1 on a winner? Are you kidding? All right, so we're going to use this 5-minute bar as low, 31. So we're going to go to the quarter. We're going to lock it at 25. Hard stop is set. And just let it do its thing from there. Let's see. Apple, Gene. All right, you did Apple off the 200. Okay, little tight, but not bad. Well, it's a little tight in there, but you had a pretty you had a nice risk reward, right? Guys, look here again. Gene's in coaching. He's getting really good at this stuff. Here's the high low. See it? You got this 2-minute bar. 15 cents of risk. It holds the 200. Take it back through the whole number. You got about 20 cents. If you do it off the 2, you got 15. And then up into that move gives you 30. So that's a 2 to 1 already. I like a little bit more room in there, but it took forever to get there. You can see how it was trading, right? Very slow, grinding, 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 grinding. It hits it, can't break it. It's probably going to grind its way back up. Got a nice little bounce. And again, market stock, tracking the market. I haven't traded the SPYs today. Normally I love trading the SPYs. It's just not doing much. So you kind of found a way to manufacture a trade out of not much. Microsoft was the same thing. Someone asked about Microsoft earlier. It just wasn't a lot of room up there to bounce. I couldn't find a way, but same basic play. There's a little 2-minute bar, 40 by 20. Can you get a 40-cent profit? Yeah, you squeezed out a 2 to 1. All right, guys, I'm going to adjust the stop here on Facebook through the whole number. Look at that. This is just going to be a monster. All right, we're going to adjust our stop here prior to day's close, lock in more profit. All right, the NVIDIA trade is doing pretty good here. NVIDIA. All right, so this one is a wild stock. You got to be careful with this. I don't encourage new traders to mess with it too much, but the trade was the 154 play, right? There's your dip, tags the whole number, can't break down. Again, there's a closed bar look at it, okay? Less than 30 cents on NVIDIA is a pretty amazing stop. It's hard to get tighter than that. And here's your bounce up there for $1.30. So 4-to-1 move. Even if it didn't get that far, the reason I like trades like this is on the counter bounce. If you can get 2-to-1 or better before you're going to run into that declining 8 and you can get a 2-to-1 already, then if it does truly reverse, you get monster move, right? So he's got a great trade going here, almost 4-to-1. Nicely done. Christian, so you did it with a 10. I'm just going to caution you on it. I mean, I'm happy that it worked for you. You made a killer move here because you got such a good entry. I'm just going to caution you to remember that with a spread, right? I do those dime plays, those 10-cent plays a lot, but I do it with 1-cent spread. So I have all 10 levels to trade through. If you're going to go with NVIDIA and mess around with 10-cent stops, you're going to find that you're going to get hit a lot, because the spread on that thing sometimes can be 10 cents all by itself, right? It's a minimum 3 to 5 when it's slow, and it can get 10 or more really easy when it's moving fast, okay? So I'm glad it worked. You made a huge trade. That's awesome. Just be careful trying to get too tight with it all the time. You'll find you get a lot of stop outs, and you don't always catch those moves. 10 cents is hard on NVIDIA. It's really, really tough. Right. I used to try this is wilder than Facebook, and I have a hard time getting 10-cent stops to work on Facebook. So I switched to 25 to 30, and OMG, getting paid, getting paid. What'd I tell you? What did I say when I bought this? I know what I said because I was here when I said it. I said, if this holds right here, we're going to get to prior day's close, and if we break that, we're going back to the high of day, and we're going to have a monster. Going for the 8-bagger, boys and girls. An 8-to-1. We're already up 6-to-1. Can't go wrong from here. See if we can go up there and tag that. So now we're going to raise the stop because we're not stupid. We're not going to give back all the money. We're not idiots. So we're going to raise the stop to the whole number. It just refuses to come in. Holy smokes. What do you know, Joe? Know how to make money, baby? Raise the stop, whole number. Whole nombre. Almost want to cheat it. Well, yeah, I am going to cheat it a little bit. See that 2-minute low is 17. I'm just locking in as much P&L as I can here. I'm going to go to that. See, the 2-minute bars have not broken a low this whole entire run. There's been wiggles, but not a single break of a 2-minute bar. So I'm going to use it. So I'm going to jack from the whole number. I'm going to go right up underneath that. It's just that little bit of extra. I want to go to a quarter, but I don't really have a good technical reason. I got another minute to go. If this can hold up and break that high, then we get to jump it to 40. And then I could back it down to the quarter that I really want. So for right now, I'm going to sit on that 2-minute bars low. I got 50 seconds to survive it. Hope we don't get that red bar. It just feels a little, tape slowing down a little bit near those prior highs. It just feels like it wants to start to give it back a little, and that's okay. We're protecting. We're not dumb. Micron off the bottom. All right, you had a nice 5-minute bar. I like that trade. Again, risk reward is solid on Micron. I'll pull that up in a minute. I raised the stop to lock in the 2-minute bar by bar break. I went to the whole number, 168, and then I cheated it again to this 2-minute bars low, and I'm trying to cheat it to 168.25. And I'm just now going to be able to do it because there's a low right there at 29. So I'm about to see that 2-minute narrow bar. So if we break under the quarter, I'm just going to book the rest of this profit because that is just a huge move. And I can always add back if we break through the highs here, which that would be nice. But, market's not doing anything. So Facebook's going to have to, on its own, just decide to have a breakout day here, which the daily chart set up nice. If we had a little more market strength, we'd probably get it. William, you already hit your daily target. All right, man. Good deal. See you tomorrow. Putting a dollar limit on the losses is helping. It always will. Learn how to control the losses is always key. Understanding that concept's one thing. Doing it is a whole different thing, right? Everybody knows you're supposed to cut losses, but no one knows how to do it. All right, done with Facebook. Beauty. Beauty. Well, I'll show you the whole thing when we're done. Don't you worry. Day's not over yet, bud. Trying to. When you get off to a good start like that, right? Two really good trades. First one was 3-1. Second one was over 6-1. I mean, that's a big day going here, right? It's better than 10-1 to start the day, and it's only 10-12. Chance to make this day really count. And being patient here. I've only done 2 trades, and it's 10-12. When markets are moving, there's times I'll have 5 or 6 trades done already, but it hasn't been that active, right? We've had to be very patient. You did the Micron trade, okay? Narrow bar reversal, fair to break lower. So this was early in the morning. We talked about this not being a good long, and if we took out the low, it had a chance to drop and go down and test this pivot, which it did here, and then it failed to go any lower. So you took the little counter move. Again, small risk reward. You only had 20 cents. Can you get 40 on the way back up? No problem. AMA's way up here and got your solid trade. So nicely done there. Yeah, C hasn't amounted to much. Like I told you earlier, I didn't want to try anything down here. And this was the look back there. And I said, I don't like the reversal. And someone asked about the 180 play. And I said, yeah, but the 8's too close and it's too hard to get a 2-1. So I want to skip it. And that's all you got. You got nothing. And it's still doing nothing. Now the 8 is caught up on the 5 basing here. If you can break low of day, 50. Yeah, you could try a short there. You're going to do a short 50 by 60. What's that prior bars high right there? 62. Yeah, you can do a short 50 by 60, break through and short it. Well, make it break through. And then if you're looking for the reversal, you got to take all this out, right? You don't really want to try to go long right there. You either got to stretch out again, get down to 62 or so, and try your long. But your short right there is pretty valid. And a chance for follow through to get to 62 would be a really good trade. Give you 5-1 if that happens. But the long is going to be tough here until you're past all this stuff. So you need to stretch out so you have room to bounce, or you got to clear all that out and then see where the 20 is. And if the 20 is too tight, it's not going to make for a good long. Pedro, the short, yes, we're talking about the short right here, 50 by 60. That would be a short. 60 by 50 would be a long, right? The first number is the trigger number. The second number is a stop. So if I say 50 by 60, that's got to be a short. So it doesn't matter if you're looking at the 15 or the 5, it's the same kind of setup here. Hourly is not showing any support. Pivots are way down here. So it definitely has room to fall. Doesn't mean it will, of course, but it has room, has potential. Market's not doing anything to help or hurt. Put in a little base there and just slowly bled down. So now there's your break even. You're up 10 cents. Go break even and see if it drops. All you can do. X on a 2-minute long. Let's see. X. That's tight in there. X doesn't look like it's got a lot of mojo going. Come on, C. We get C down to 30. That gives us a solid 2-to-1. Yeah, X isn't doing much. Look at this. This is just garbage. Just choppy, 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 choppy. This isn't doing. There's nothing happening here. So you're trying to guess it's going to suddenly start moving. You want something. You want to see momentum first, and then get in on it, or wait for the next wave. You don't want to get in something that's stuck and hope it starts moving. You could be there for a half hour with nothing happening. Here we go. C. So there's a 2-to-1 target. The rule at 2-to-1, you have to take some profit or at least raise the stop into profitable territory. Never take a 2-to-1 trade and turn it into a loser. That's a bad idea. Defeats the purpose. Market off the 200 held 200 held it pretty nice. Um, Looking back at this here, the problem with it, the reason I said I haven't liked the SPYs all morning as far as trading them. I just haven't seen anything that looked that great. Um, I do like this as a resistance point, but it was also trying to get through Haas. You had overlapping resistance here. So you could have looked at that as a closed bar trade. Could have looked at it as a poke through off prior day's close. But on closed bar, you're looking at 35, call it 40 cents. Means you need to come all the way down here to the low of the day to get a 2-to-1. Right? If we short that under the number. Yeah, so you need a 100% move to get a 2-to-1. I think that was just asking a lot. Look how much easier it was to get 2-to-1 here. This is just an easier move to get the same 2-to-1. And if the market does get all the way to the low, then this is going to give us like 4-to-1. All right, sound didn't work on that one. What I was saying is on C, we are at a 2-to-1 trade. We're going to leave the break even in as a hard stop so we don't have to look at it anymore, right? And it's kind of grinding. You see how it's grinding here? It's not really accelerating. So it could just keep kind of churning away, but also makes me a little uncomfortable when it does that because your momentum is waning, right? You want to see a little bit more push on each bar, right? When it starts to hold and consolidate, there's a chance for it to kick back at you. So we're going to lock 50 on a break even. And if the market could have got down to the pivot low, I think it would have pulled it with it. But if that's all we're going to get is 3-bar move and we get a 2-to-1, then so be it. We got some profit. We'll stop out a break even on the back. If it gets down to 62, it becomes a home run trade and a good point to look for possible reversal. Look at Facebook. Oh, you bugger. Look at it. Stop on the sound and going to the high of the day. So even when you get it, you can't always get it, all of it, right? So there's a little shakeout bar and just right back to the high. But again, we haven't been short bias at all today on Facebook. That daily pattern, look at that daily bar from yesterday. That is a strong bar clearing out how much trading? Weeks. Weeks of price action negated yesterday in one bar. That's strong. So you don't come in today short biased. Gotta be long biased. And this, so again, when you guys were back here and I said, who's ever dying to short that, you need to be in this program because if you don't understand that that's not a short, that's actually a great long. And we did take it right there. Look at that. We just didn't get, just got dinged out on the trail. We would have had the 8-backer. That's right. I said it 8-to-1. That would have been. Do they know what that means? I explained that in the beginning. Yeah, whatever you're risking, because that's the other thing. If you learn nothing else today, and hopefully you're learning more than that, but do not fixed share trade. When I see that taught, I cringe because you're doomed. It's mathematically, it doesn't work. You cannot fixed share trade, meaning you can't say, oh, I'm a 100 share trader. I just do 100 shares on every trade. Can't do that. Or I just do 200 share lots. That's my trade. It doesn't work because every trade will have a different risk amount. So therefore your winners and losers can't offset each other properly because one trade could have a great move, but you risk so much that it didn't really make you any money. And then the next trade that should have paid you 5 times your risk pays you 1-to-1 on your risk because you just did the same shares, right? So if you have 200 shares with a 20-cent risk versus 200 shares with a 50-cent risk, that's not the same trade. Not even close, right? So if the trade with the, say you had a 200 share trade with 40-cent risk and that doesn't work, you just lost $80. Then you take another trade, 200 share trade with a 20-cent risk, and that gives you a 2-to-1 move, right? You're at break even. Now think about that for a minute. You had one trade with a single stop out One trade that you had a 2-to-1 gain on the risk, but yet you're still break even. You should be profitable, right? Should be profitable. Shouldn't be break even on that. You had a 2-to-1 winner and one loss. So if you keep doing just straight shares without adjusting for the risk on each trade, mathematically you're going to lose. All right. So like on Facebook today, if I take a trade with a 25-cent stop and it goes $2, that's 8 times my money. Well, what if I did that same trade, but I took it with a dollar stop and it went $2? That's only 2 times my money. Same trade. All right, guys. Our C is grinding nicely. Nicely, almost up to the big boy target. Told you if we got to 62, that would be a grand slammer, right? We're down here near 10. That's almost 4-to-1. Make sure you have some profits on these things, guys. Paul, you had a short at 57. All right, so you got a 7-cent better entry than I did, right? I did a 50 by 60 back here. This is a nice target down here. Book some profits. Let's see if it can fall all the way to 62. So it was a nice grinding kind of trade. Now we're almost on 5 bars down. If we can get to 62, we can actually look for a little whole number reversal. Remember, the short was right back here, right when it broke underneath this base. I mean, it's a great little setup. AMA catches up right in here. You can crack 50. So you go right back here and use that bar's high as, what was that high? This bar right here. 62. So there's the bar at the base. So now you say if you take out 50, we'll go 50 by 62. I just rounded it 50 by 60. See right there? There's the short. And there's a nice chunk of profit booked. Right when it takes out those lows right there, see? Short. And then profit book. Break even stop is in on the trail. We get 61. We'll take the rest off and we'll go long. So trading doesn't have to be hard. We make it harder than it has to be. Just do the right things at the right time. It's a numbers game at that point. Wow, Facebook to the high. Does not feel good when you get dinged out. That would have been 10-to-1 at this point. You let it go, though. You don't chase. Now, if Facebook's going to be another long and another trade, we got to wait. Right? We can't get antsy up here and say, oh, we should have stayed in. We should have stayed in. It has made a move all the way to the next number. You'll be a little patient on it now. Right? It's fine that it did that, but we can't chase it up there. Now we need to see it close, put in a ribby, let the AMA catch up. Possibility we'll get another play off Facebook at another point in time. Right now, we're just trying to see if C can finish it out. Here we go, baby. Whole number. Make sure you get some more profits out down there. Don't be so greedy. You have to hit it. I mean, 3, 2, 1, anywhere in there is good enough. Okay, so stop. We'll bring the stop down. Current bars high, 13. So we'll lock the whole thing in at 13. Here we go. Get that whole number, baby. Come to Papa. Okay, should we trail now? And if you got a reverse going, I think our target on the reversal should be at least up to the 8 MA. Facebook gave the ribby. Oh, that was quick. I was in C here, so a little distracted trying to manage this one. But nice trade, Randall. You did the Facebook. Bounce over there real quick. Yep. That's what we just got done saying. We need to let it go and find a ribby at the whole number, and you got all over it. Well done. Well done, my friend. Well done. Yeah, and it's pretty wide open. I mean, you got a chance for another home run on that sucker. I mean, even if you're doing closed bar on the ribby, I like 25, 30-cent stops on Facebook if we can get them. And that right there, 25 cents, 26 cents. So give it slippage. It's right on that wheelhouse, 25 to 30-cent stop. Closed bar even. At the whole number. Ribby. Textbook. Who just said that? Wow. Wayne, you're right. Wow. Textbook. Yes. Textbook. With a chance. Look, there's nothing on the daily to stop it. So potentially he could, he could rip off a 4-to-1 move off of that, right? Break even's got to go in. There's your clearing bar. You don't want that to fail on you. You want that to follow through. If that starts to fail, cut it loose. Cut it loose if it fails. It's not much of a bounce here. So he's kind of hanging up here. I wanted us to go attack the 8. I don't want the 8 attacking us. If we don't get up here over 20 relatively quick, I think we got to let this thing go, right? We don't want a 2-minute 8 trap, and then it turns into a retest of 62, and we're sitting there holding that as it comes back against us. So if we don't get over 20 the next couple of next bars, so there we go, it's 18. Got to get over 20. 19, that's it. That's it. Come on, over 20. Your Facebook stopped out, no follow through on the ribby, so you should be out break even on that. Let's go break even on the C reversal here. It's taking too long to get going. Oh wait, it was not a whole number trade. It got to 03. Do you remember me saying don't be greedy over 2 or 3 cents, just take your profits that were close enough? Okay, well, that's why it didn't get through the whole number. So I did it when it was at 3 and 4. I said it's close enough. Do it. Or you could have waited for the 2-minute bar to break the high. I think it was at 13 or 14. You could have waited up there, in which case you're break even right now. And, and knowing that, it's just a lot of years of reading the tape. Just the way it was trading down there under 5, it wasn't making that clean flush move. It's a lot of bids started showing up in the low digits. So I said, close enough, don't be greedy. It wasn't worth trying to get 2 more cents with the way the bids started piling in. There's just too much competition in there to try to get it down actually to touch 62. So if you're within 2 cents of your target, that's good enough, right? I mean, remember, we shorted this thing back at 50 with a 10-cent stop, and we have 47 cents of profit. Am I really going to sit there and hold out for 3 more cents at that point? No, I got to get the 50. Has to be the 50. 47 out of 50. Close enough. Tape's starting to show a lot of competition for bids. Book it. Try the reversal. If we're wrong, we'll get out quick. If we're right, we're going to play both sides of this thing. All right, so hard stop is in. We don't stare at it. It's not doing much. Twitter, what do you want to do on Twitter? Yeah, on the 5, it looks fine, but I don't like the 15. You're about to go smack into that resistance in the whole number. You would have had to do it already. You're late. Not enough free space. You want that ease, that path of least resistance. You want an easy move. You don't want to have to work that hard. Right? Just think about being a lazy trader. Like, I don't want to work that hard. It's too much. I got to lift it up, and I got to put it over there, and I don't want to do that. You want to be like the foreman. You don't want to be the worker. You want to be the foreman, just standing around, holding the clipboard, sipping his coffee, getting paid by the hour to do nothing. You want to be that guy. You don't want to be doing the heavy lifting. Jackson said, wait, I'm a foreman and I have to do the heavy lifting. You're a good foreman, Jackson. You're actually a good foreman then. The boss not afraid to get his hands dirty. You're a good man. That or you have bad staff that's making you do all the work. I'm going to say it's both. I'm going to say you're a good guy and your staff needs to do a little bit more. But leading by example, that's always a good way to do it. That way they can't complain, right? Like, listen, man, I'm doing more work than you're doing. So as market has been, in this little sideways range here, still there, still not doing much. So we haven't been able to do a lot of market trading. I normally like to get some SPY trading going. Just not been the day to do it. No, Twitter's just up. I'm not doing anything on Twitter. Just last thing up, QCOM. It doesn't look like it has much going for it either. It is market's crap right now. It's 10:45. Market looks kind of blah. C stopped out, guys. Scratched out on the back of C. I told you if it didn't get going right there, get to break even. Bounce was weak. Yeah, I'm not doing the short on it though. This is the third. This will be the third leg, so may have one more move. I'm just not trusting that it is going to have another move. Right, market's really not doing much here. Banks are weak today. I just don't know about having a big third leg down. But if you're trying it, that's the time. This is just like the last trade. So you would short that low, the whole number, 10-cent stop, and see if it breaks down. I'm going to pass on it. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, you could try it. I said it. You could try a whole number short. Stop over that bar's high is 22. So you have 20-cent stop. Not quite. You could make it 10. What's this 2-minute bar? Same trade we did last. There's 12. So you could have done it 0 by 12. I just don't trust it enough with the market. It's almost 11. The market is just dead sideways here. Financials are a little weak, but are we really going to get a third move down? We could. I'm just not feeling that we are, so I'm going to skip it. And if it works, so be it. I skipped it. It is working. Facebook. That's what is working. So the Ribby didn't work, but the whole number trade did. Some of you don't know what the whole number trade is, but it did hold. And right off the 8MA, we are off and running again. All we need one of these to bust loose to 170. But break even is already in, and hopefully this one goes for the big move. Did you miss me get in? I didn't. I just tried it, and I'm showing you now how quickly I go to break even in case this thing stops out that quickly. Again, it's a good look here. Whole number holds, right? Pops up. That's the bar. Break even goes in. So when you turn around, you see how that was solid green, and now it's not. I don't want. If that comes back onto the number, I get right back out. Right? That may be the end of the line, and if it breaks this right here, it could come all the way back to the 20. So I'm trying it because it's still a bullish look. If it doesn't work, I'm out with no loss, right? So that trade was less than 2 minutes long. In at the whole number, out at the whole number. Didn't take off. I mean, it did. It popped 40, 50 cents and just didn't go anywhere, right? But I don't know. Is that going to be a 180 that pulls back to the 20? Or is that going to be a reversal that just sits there and does nothing? I don't know. But I can't afford to find out. I can't hold that trade as a long and say, well, it's just going to be a little retest of the 8, or it's just going to retest this prior low and it'll be fine. I can't afford to do that. That's turning a winner into a loser. So I have to get out. If the 8 does indeed hold and we consolidate here for a while, maybe there's another setup. I still don't want to short Facebook. It's just strong. It looks like a good 180, but you would need to come crashing all the way back down through this to get a 2-to-1. So I don't really want to fight the trend on Facebook. So that was a quick one. In and out. In and out. The first trade on Facebook. Yeah, Omar, look how Facebook ended the day. It's a nice, that's a power trend, right? Parallel 8 and 20. Slow moving, just powering up. Power, 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 power. Beautiful trade. Look at the market on close orders come in. So this thing had a boost into the close, right? Beautiful market on close. Big profits right there. Okay. And then this is how it looked on the daily. So we had a bar that cleared out a lot. Guys, that's a lot of trading. Look, blow this up a little bit. This bar cleared out prior pivot highs, right? We almost cleared all that out yesterday. This prior high was the 169.25, right? Yeah, 169.25. And then this one here, 168.30. All right, so you have 1, 2, and now for the rest of the trading day, guys, I think we're going back over to the trading room. I think you got to go back over there because this room's going to end up getting shut down here in a minute. All right, so enjoyed it. Hope you had fun. Hope it was worth your time, and I will look forward to seeing you guys.